The Xiaomi 12T Pro is an interesting but frustrating device. It may be the best phone Xiaomi has released all year, especially at this price, but it's far from perfect. Is it fast? Extremely. Maybe even too fast. Opening apps, moving around the interface, and unlocking with the in-display fingerprint sensor are all pleasingly quick. It has the latest and greatest Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 processor, either 128 or 256 gigs of UFS 3.1 storage, and 8 or 12 gigs of LPDDR5 RAM. That means it has more processing power than the S22 Ultra. Sadly, with great power comes great responsibility to cool your processor. And again, like the Xiaomi 12, the 12T Pro fails to do this well. So although the 12T Pro beats the S22 Ultra's older 8 Gen 1 processor in Geekbench and 3D Mark Wildlife Extreme, it can't even complete the 20-minute Wildlife Extreme stress test. You get this overheating notification and the test fails to run. It also overheated with the CPU Throttling Test, but it did make it around 35 minutes, and it was able to finish the test. But the throttling you see on the S22 Ultra is really what needs to happen on the Xiaomi. If you're unable to cool the processor properly, then at least throttle it, aka slow it down, so that games, 4K or 8K video recordings, and more don't just suddenly crash. So for gaming, this is a great phone, as long as you don't max out your settings in demanding games like Genshin, since it will eventually overheat and crash. PUBG and Asphalt were excellent, and casual gamers will be thrilled with the performance, but heavy gamers should probably look for a different device. But this display is very good. It's a 6.67-inch 120Hz AMOLED screen running at 1220 by 2712 with a peak brightness of 900 nits. It's not top tier like the processor, but it's certainly respectable and easy to use outdoors. Plus, it has a 480Hz touch sampling rate that gamers should enjoy. I honestly have zero complaints about this display, but the cameras, I have some problems with. The headline feature for this device is the 200 megapixel Samsung sensor that's used, but it's just okay. I put together a two-part camera review that I'll link in the description, but honestly, don't buy this phone just for the camera, at least not right now. Photos are often too blue, the image stabilization needs work, and the selfie cam is pretty close to the quality of the much cheaper Poco F4. Also, I can't currently get any Gcam ports to fully function, and this phone would absolutely benefit from Gcam. Oh, and the macro and ultra-wide cameras are not worth using. If this video has been helpful so far, please give it a like, and thank you for that. For audio quality, the stereo speakers definitely get loud enough, but they're a bit harsh at top volume. The Poco F4 is included for comparison. Bluetooth connectivity has been fine, with no weird dropouts when streaming podcasts or music. Sadly, no headphone jack though, but it is IP53 rated for splash resistance. How about the battery? It's big, and it charges ridiculously fast. This 5000 mAh battery charges at 120 watts with the included charger, and it can charge from 1% to full in about 23 minutes. That's fantastic. I could almost always get a day and a half of use on a full charge, which isn't as impressive, but still good. Wireless charging is not available at all. How's the software? Like many Xiaomi, Poco, and Redmi phones, software is an issue here on the 12T Pro. MIUI is not my favorite flavor of Android. It's not necessarily bad, but the settings menu isn't very user-friendly. You can't use third-party launchers like Nova with gesture navigation, and you can't double tap to lock the screen once it's unlocked, which is a gesture I really like. Luckily, you get 3 years of OS updates and 4 years of security patches, which is beautiful, because my 12T Pro is a little buggy. For instance, multiple times YouTube videos have glitched, then the video will freeze, but the audio will continue playing. I've also seen it randomly drop Wi-Fi connectivity, and a notification will pop up telling me the device is using cellular data instead. Lastly, I had an issue where the numeric keyboard button on Gboard would only occasionally accept my taps. It was really annoying, but this one seems to have been fixed by a recent update. Will the Xiaomi 12T Pro work on mobile networks in the States? Yep, at least on T-Mobile and some T-Mobile MVNOs like Mint Mobile, and I didn't have any issues with coverage in my area. The 12T Pro has the hardware to make it an awesome device. You just have to decide whether you think Xiaomi will quickly fix the bugs and camera weaknesses, or whether you even care about that, since this device is priced amazingly at under $600 US in the States. It's a tough call, and if you're a heavy gamer, you'll be better served by something like the OnePlus 10T. But the 10T doesn't have the hardware to take the kind of photos that the Xiaomi can. So good luck deciding. And no matter which you choose, you should check out Wireless Place first, since they have Xiaomi and OnePlus devices, as well as phones from Samsung, Google, Motorola, and more. I've bought bought a few phones from Wireless Place, and they always ship fast, have great prices, and include a US adapter for the charger if you need it. Please use my discount code PC10 when you check out. If you want to support the channel or just want to save a little money, a link to the site is in the description. Click right up here for either part of my 12T Pro camera review. It's a big one. And please subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And feel free to comment with any questions you might have, and I will answer them perfectly, as long as you ask them perfectly.